We are heading from the beaches of Nha Trang to the mountains of Lat, and trust me, that 3-bed sleeper bus was no luxury ride. You'll see how we get there, our first impressions of Lat, and the big mistake that we made with our hotel. So stick around, as this one's got surprises. Let's get into it. Good morning, Vietnam. Welcome back to the vlogs, where today we're going to be getting a bus from Nha Trang across to Lat, which is our next place on our trip. But before we do any of that, we need to go downstairs, check out from the hotel, and head to the supermarket to get some food and snacks for the bus journey. Beth also needs some deodorant because she is getting pretty whiffy, and then we'll head back to the hotel, collect our bags, and off to the bus. So it's about a 3-hour ride on the bus. We should arrive in Lat just before the evening so we can go out and grab some food. But we have just finished packing, which is good news. The worst part of the trip for sure. So we've got our 2 bags done. Let's go down now and check out the hotel. It is another very hot day in the sun, but unfortunately we're going to be spending most of today on the bus. But just take a look at how beautiful it is here in Nha Trang. Beach is just there, got all the trees. It's just glorious now, so I'm hoping it'll stay like this for the rest of our time while we're in Vietnam. We went into the plaza and had bought ourselves some snacks. So we've got crisps, breads, we've got some cereal bars, Oreos, and also our deodorant, which is good news. And also I got a Miranda fizzy drink, so I'm looking forward to having that because it is very warm today and that was very cool. But now we've got to sprint back to the hotel because the bus is turning up an hour and a half earlier than what we expected to pick us up at the hotel. And we got a message a second ago to say it'll be there. So now I'm having to pace walk it back in the hot, and my back is already dripping with sweat, which is not ideal. Paced it back, dripping with sweat right now. But we've got our bags, and we're now on a minibus, which is like to ourselves. I don't know whether we're collecting other people from other hotels and also taking them to the bus. That's just ridiculous, an hour and a half earlier than what we needed to be. So just bear that in mind if you do get any buses while you're here. They're always super early, so don't listen to the times. So the minibus has dropped us off at the station, and we're now just trying to work out which of the buses we are meant to be getting on. But we think it's going to be one of the sleeper buses where it's got 3, I don't know if you can see, but once we take you inside, we'll have a look and see whether it is one of the 3 sleepers rather than the 2 sleepers, which we are usually used to. So apparently they're much more thin, so you can barely fit your legs and everything in there. But it's only 3 hours hopefully, so it shouldn't be too bad. It's a fairly big bus station too, which is good. So it's got lots of seating, there's aircon and fans too, which is quite nice. We've got a couple of shops where you can buy some snacks, but not really many. And then they've got loads of these booths where you can obviously buy the bus tickets, and then as you go outside, it's all the buses. We've been sat here now for about half an hour, so it is getting pretty boring, but the bus has arrived. You've seen loads of people get off of it, so hopefully we'll be boarding soon. But it's meant to leave at 1:30. It's currently 1:15, so it's just annoying that we get here so early, really. So it's finally time to get on. As you can see, it's rows of 3, so there's 1 in the middle, 1 on the right hand side, and 1 on the edge. We're just currently trying to find our seat now. It's a lot skinnier down here. You can't even fit like yourself with your bag on. And we are in our pod, so I've actually got a middle pod, so you can see that that's one side and that's the other side, but there's just no room whatsoever. So I've got all my bags down here, no leg room. Got this, all the shopping, everything down here. Got my water bottle, but then what we do get is 2 USBs, so you can charge your stuff. You've got lights and stuff, but the lights don't seem to be working, and then headphones, but the TVs don't work, so there's no point in those. And then behind you can stretch out, you can lie down, but I've not got enough leg room to lie down. But then there is also aircon up at the top, which is quite nice if you need that. It's probably nicer if you're on an edge one like Beth is over there. She's got a bit more room. and she's also got the outside, whereas I've not got any side room at all because I'm right stuck in the middle. You do also get a green blanket if you do want to sleep, but I'm not going to be using that. Can stretch your legs a little bit further though than you can on the other ones. It's just the width ways, there's not enough space. So I'm just going to have to keep the bag in between my legs, which isn't ideal. But it is around 3 hours the journey, so hopefully won't be sat here too uncomfortably. I came up with a good plan and I've lifted the seat up, so now my bag is literally just behind there. I don't know if you can see it, but it is behind this seat now, so I've got a lot more leg room than I thought. They've now brought some bottles of water over too, which is nice, and also a hand wipe. So we're just going to sit on here, enjoy the journey, and then we'll be arriving in Lat. We have arrived in Lat, the Lat Bus Station. I have to say, it was not the most comfortable of rides. I did feel a little bit sick as well. It must be the windy roads around here, but we have made it. And we're now going to go check into our hotel, which is called the Nature Hotel. So we're going to order a taxi. It's about a 10-minute drive to the hotel, and then we'll check in and see what the room's looking like. So we've just been dropped off by the taxi outside the Nature Hotel, and there's a little bit of a steep hill to climb, but it's just on the right here. Just past a really nice looking one, and we were wishing that we were staying there, but you never know, this one might just do its thing. And we are checked in to room 404 on the 4th floor in the Nature Hotel, and I will show you what it looks like. So it's got the suitcase thing there with all the shoes underneath. You've got the fridge, bit of hanging space and wardrobe. There's a nice bed, although the bed does go up against the wall, so it's completely the opposite of the last one where it was massive. This one's a lot smaller. There's a bit of a bedside table there. It's got a fan, it's got some snacks, it's got a kettle, TV, and then you've got the main sink area before you walk into the bathroom. It's quite a nice looking bathroom. Overall, very basic, bit like a Premier Inn, but we have made one crucial error when you go travelling, and that is that it's got no air conditioning. As soon as I saw the fan when we walked in, I said to Beth, this got air conditioning? She said, yeah, I think so. Then we went to look, unfortunately, no aircon. Went back downstairs to ask if they've got any aircon rooms. They don't have any aircon rooms in the building. So this could be a hot and sweaty night tonight, unfortunately, but you make these errors and we'll see what it is like. We're now going to unpack our bags, settle into the hotel, and then we'll think about where we're going out this evening. But just the first looks of it, again, it is beautiful, completely different as well to Nha Trang. It's giving me sort of Geneva vibes. It's very much sort of like up in the mountains. It's a bit cooler up here, but the sun's still out, which is good news. And it's obviously getting a little bit later too. But I'm looking forward to going out and exploring and seeing what it looks like. I've just remembered that I've not said how much it costs to stay here per night, and it is £10 a night, which is crazy. Really cheap, so we are saving a lot of money on that front, which is good. But it is now time to go into Lat and explore it for the first time. So we have made our way down to the main lake, and it looks like the sun is beginning to set too, so the skies will look beautiful. There's loads of these ducks here at the front too, which I'm pretty sure you can pedalo on those out into the water if you wanted to for sunset. There's people fishing down there, and then there's some nice bars and restaurants on the edge too. But again, like I said, another beautiful city here in Lat. I think we're going to go and head over to this area in front of us because it seems to be getting a little bit busier over here. There's some more beats going on. There seems to be a lot of people congregated around this one area, so this must be the main section. So we've come to this cafe on the edge of the water. We don't really know what's going on, to be honest, but there's some band playing at the front, and it's got quite a lot of people there watching. But obviously they're speaking in a completely different language, so we have no idea what's going on. So we're now going to head back around the lake towards the night market and go and check that out. Another beautiful sunset over the lake though, so I'm glad that we got in time just for that. It is very busy right now. One thing we have noticed, which is strange, is there seems to be lots more runners here just running around the lake, which is pretty cool. But we're now heading into the night market, which, as you can see, they don't actually close off a road or anything here, compared to in most of the other cities in Vietnam where they actually close off a street or a road. So we have to actually be careful here that we're not going to get run over like now we're crossing. Yeah, so you see fairly similar things. So you've got hats, scarves, quite woolly, wintry clothing here compared to most of the other places. Then you've got some socks down there. I need to get some new socks at some point. Then you've got toys. You've got restaurants on the other side, which is nice, because sometimes some of them don't have restaurants, but there seems to be quite a lot of food places on the opposite side. It is funny though, because here it seems to be all winter clothing, so definitely not clothing which we need. So now we're on the hunt for somewhere to eat. We don't actually know too much about Lat, to be honest, because it wasn't on our initial list of places to go. So it was a last minute addition because the day activities are meant to be really good fun. So tomorrow you'll get to see a bit of that. But now we're struggling to find somewhere where we want to eat. So we're just taking a look up and down a few different streets. There's like a mini craft beer place there, which looks nice. A cocktail bar on the left-hand side. Then there's like other shops, restaurants. But this street looks pretty cool, so hopefully we can find somewhere to eat down here. For food tonight, we have come to Cafeteria Mexican burgers and tacos, where we have ordered a Saigon beer and a Sprite. So I do like a Saigon, to be fair. This is one of the main, if not the main, beer here in Vietnam. So cheers to that. But it's quite a nice seat. We can look out and see the world go by, but there's lots of other restaurants and bars on the other side. There's a quite English looking pub up at the top too, which has got the football on later, but I don't think I'm going to be able to persuade Beth to sit there and watch it, unfortunately. We've ordered our food though. I have gone for the enchilada, mushroom enchiladas, so I'm looking forward to that. Something a bit cheesy and Mexican. And Beth has gone, what did you go for again? Beth has gone for the mushroom burrito. So that should also look really nice. Then we've got some nachos to share with guacamole and salsa. Beth wouldn't let me get the one with cheese on for obvious reasons. But we're just going to sit here, enjoy watching the world go by basically, and plan for tomorrow. And then when the food arrives, we'll give it a try. So the food has arrived. It looks good too, but not quite as good as the pictures I noticed. So my enchilada, it looked a lot cheesier on the pictures, but still looks nice and fresh. We've also obviously got the nachos there, and I love the avocado bowl that's got the guacamole in. That's pretty cool. And then here is the mushroom burrito. So that again looks really nice too. I almost forgot what Beth was having, but let's give it a try. Starting off with the nachos. So we'll dip it into salsa spicy? Probably not. She did tell us there's a spicy dip there, the orange one. So I'm trying to stay away from that. And we'll have the salsa and the guac. It's all right. God, the salsa's a little bit spicy actually. It's a small kick to that salsa for sure. So I might let Beth have most of that salsa. And now it's time to eat the burrito, the enchilada. I'll get it right eventually. But again, not as cheesy as I'd like it. That's nice. Again, it's got a slight kick to it. Not super spicy though, so I think I should be all right eating this whole thing. But you'll have to see at the end of the video where I probably end up saying that I finished my beer within 10 seconds. It was quite spicy in the end, so the beer did go down after about the first 5 minutes. However, the food was really nice and we were able to catch up with my parents and my auntie, uncle and cousin. So that was very nice. And now we are heading back to the non-air-conned hotel room where hopefully it's not going to be too warm. We've noticed it is cooler here though, as it is in the mountains, so hopefully it shouldn't be. Oh dear, it is pretty warm in this room, but we have put the fan straight on, so hopefully that'll keep us cool in the night. It's aimed straight at the bed, but we'll have to see how we sleep. We've looked at a few things to do tomorrow. So there's Mongo Land, which is meant to have loads of animals and stuff that you can do with animals. Then there is also the waterfalls where you can go visit, and that's got an alpine coaster. So maybe you can have a go on that. So there's quite a few cool things to do around here in Lat, but I don't think there'll be enough things to do if you were to stay here a while. I think 2 nights is probably pretty good, maybe 3 nights. But if you did enjoy this one, do make sure to let us know down in the comments section below. Let me know your favourite bit, and also don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe too if you are new. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, and you'll get notified of all of the next vlogs coming out. So I'll see you all in tomorrow's vlog where we will be exploring Lat just a little bit more.